Yes, right? Say it with me. Yes. Yes is where the fun is. Yes is where the adventure is. Yes is where the story is. If you say no, the story ends. Okay, I didn't always look like this. That was me back in 1895. Maybe 1995. I was fresh out of business school working at the Vanderbilt Health Plans in Nashville. And for most of my adult life, I was that guy, the suit-wearing guy. Then I went to this thing called Burning Man. Yeah, so in 2010, I had been with my dad, watched him die from cancer, and I said, I'm ready to say yes to life. Life's happening right now, right here. Don't miss it. What if we all gave ourselves the opportunity, the permission, the self-space to say yes, right? Just say yes. I went to Burning Man people go to Burning Man for lots of reasons. They go for the music, they go for the art. I went to disconnect. I needed to unplug. It was a really crazy time of my life, busy, hectic, and I wanted to just unplug, do nothing. What I found by going out there is I met people who were living in heart space, just full, open, just boom. Being able to let go of expectations, prejudices, biases, old tapes running in their head. And what I found by disconnecting was I made some of the best connections ever. What if we gave ourselves that permission to really see each other, to really listen, to feel the stories? Well, that's really what's at the heart of what's become the Pink Socks movement. This is my friend Dick. He gave me this belt buckle. Pink socks. Look, what happens at Burning Man, there's a lot of burners in the room. I'm not going to have to tell you all about Burning Man, but the city operates on 10 principles. The most important one that I came away with is gifting, right? You know the other ones: radical self-expression, radical inclusion, leave no trace, decommodification, which means there's no branding, no logos, no corporate sponsorships. The one I came away with was gifting, was the one that was most important. And gifting at Burning Man, as a lot of you know, it doesn't require any reciprocity. There's no quid pro quo. Someone just gives you a gift. It could be a bracelet, it could be a cold PBR, it could be a back rub, it could be some bacon. Your gift is simply accepting their gift, sitting in that moment and saying yes to accepting their gift. And that's really at the heart of the Pink Socks movement. It's all about a gift, right? How it started was a little over 2 years ago. I live in Portland. A little over 2 years ago, I was down here trying to raise money for a startup I was involved in, and staying at this hotel over off the Tenderloin because it didn't have a lot of money, so we're in a startup budget. So we're staying lean and mean, and I wasn't wearing pink socks at that moment. I was wearing these really cool, funky robot heart monkey socks. And my friend and I were sitting out by the pool one morning having coffee, and we met this older couple from Israel, and this guy's name was Shlomo, and he had the most awesome, infectious smile ever. And he was really grooving on my socks, and I said, I've got some of those back in the room, some brand new ones. I think I'll just go up to my room and grab them. And came back. Shlomo and his wife are sitting there, and I said, Shlomo, I'd like to give you these. And in that moment, that instant, when I saw his smile, it reminded me of what gifting was like at Burning Man. And I said, well, what if I could do this at scale? What if I could keep gifting? If a simple pair of socks could cause such a great moment between two people, just something so simple, could I create that and scale it up? So I went to this conference in Chicago, a bunch of healthcare executives, 42,000 people in suits. And I decided I would pick the socks that I thought were the coolest and the funnest and the ones that I got the most comments on every time I wore them, and there were these pink socks with the mustaches. And so we went and started giving away socks. And people would come up and they say, hey, what's your story? And I'd say, hey, I'm Nick, what's your name? And we'd talk. And then I would say, I've got something in my bag for you. I'd reach and I'd give them a pair of these pink socks. We didn't give out business cards, just gave out socks. And we started using this hashtag, pink socks, at that conference. And it kind of took over the conference. It went viral. And people were like, okay, what is the pink socks? What is this thing? We kept going to conferences and doing this for like a year, just giving away socks. And after about a year, it was like, okay, that's fun, but do you remember like Elvis? There's young Elvis and there's fat old Elvis. I was ready for the socks to die as young Elvis and just be done with it. But then I got this message, somebody DM'd me on Twitter and said, hey, did you send some socks over to Europe? I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, go look at this. There's a group in the Netherlands that is giving away socks, pink socks, to help drive awareness for what they're doing with Alzheimer and dementia care. I was like, what? And then about the time I said what, there was a group in Wales that popped up on Twitter that was giving away pink socks to help drive awareness for ataxia, which is a rare disease. It's at that moment we said, okay, the thing's going organic. People are gifting pink socks on their own at will. And now a little over 2 years later, that's really grown. People give socks away for all kinds of things. They give them away at med schools, they give them away at hospitals, they give them away just for fun. There's a man that even gave socks to Deepak Chopra. There's the Minister of Health from the Netherlands. There's a group in North Carolina that's using it to help promote the work they're doing with feeding hungry children in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. There's a group in India that's using it to help drive awareness for the work they're doing for breast cancer screening for women in India. My favorite is this astronaut. He has pink socks, Captain John McBride. He was the captain pilot of the space shuttle Atlantis on 2 missions. He actually deployed the Hubble telescope on that mission. It's pink socks, And so this conversation has started, and it's still going on. It's all over the world. And so I wake up every morning, I look at the hashtag, and you can see where people are giving socks away just for fun, right? It doesn't really have to be that difficult. If you just think about all the good that's in the world and focus on that, yeah? In healthcare, there's a lot of talk about empathy. What is empathy, really? It's stopping your mind. It's really seeing someone. It's allowing yourself to be seen. It's listening to their story. It's feeling their story. We're going to do something. So everybody stand up. Let's try a little. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. We're going to just follow my directions and don't say anything right now. But what I want you to do is I want you to face the person next to you. Hopefully it's somebody you didn't come with. If you did come with them, that's fine, but try to look at a stranger. Maybe that person's behind you or in front of you. Okay? So let's listen. Listen. Let's be silent. Now what I want you to do is just look at each other. Yeah. So I want you to be silent. I want you to look at each other in the eye, and you just get a little close. Don't worry, we're not going to have any HR violations here. I want you to look at each other with intent. With intent. And when I tell you to say these words, I want you to say the words I'm about to tell you. Look at the other person in the eyes and say these words. Okay, ready? I see you. Yeah. Congratulations. Yeah. Right. Hugs. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Listen, you've just heard and felt what some people will go through this whole time, this whole dimension, their whole life, never having someone say that to them, never feeling that, never being seen. Yeah. Can we keep doing that? So for the Pink Socks tribe, it's the pink socks. You know, we've chosen this to be the thing that we engage people with. Maybe for you, it's a fun hat, it's a flower, it's a fun button, it's something. What causes people to engage? What connects you? There are people here that have pink socks. There's people here that want to give you socks if you want some. So during the break, go find the people that have the pink socks. Have that connection. They want to gift them to you. When you wear your pink socks, or whatever your pink socks thing is, right? Every time you wear them, you're going to make people smile. And someone's going to comment on your socks. And they're going to say, hey, I like those socks. That's the universe tapping you on the shoulder, providing an opportunity for you to connect with someone that day that had you not been wearing the pink socks, the two of you would have missed each other. Stop what you're doing. Get off your phone. Stay on the BART for another stop. Get off your bike. Stay on the train. And say, hey, I'm Nick. What's your name? It's good to meet you. It's good to see you. There are stories waiting to be told. Stories waiting to be heard. Hear them. Don't miss all of those.